Our topic for this session and afternoon tea will focus on the existing toll-free hotline phone counselling services, the One Talk Counselling Helping Line. The One Talk Counselling Helping Line is the country's first nationally available toll-free hotline offering crisis support to survivors of family and sexual violence. To tell us more about the Family and Sexual Violence Counselling Helpline services, we have with us today Wes and Edwina. Thanks so much for joining me in the studio.
Pleasure.
So when was the counselling line established?
Actually, this One Talk Counselling Helping Line started in 2015, and this is it's 20 months of operation. So in fact, the One Talk Counselling Helping Line started in 2015 on the 20th of August.
And what was the reason behind it's Child Fund that operates the counselling line, is that correct?
That is right. Child Fund PNG is the lead implementer of this project, and we operate this project in partnership with CIMC FSVAC and FHI 360. And the initiators of this project was FSVAC. FSVAC, they came up with this idea of introducing One Talk Counselling Helping Line. And this is because support services for GBV services were inadequate. They were under-resourced and fragmented. So, and then also at the same time, there was little or no coordination between, different service providers that provide support services for survivors. So this was when they came up together and they thought that the phone counseling service that we introduced will be very helpful to survivors of gender-based violence. So that's when the idea of putting this phone counseling came into existence.
And why is it called One Talk Counselling Helping Line?
Yeah, it is called One Talk Counseling service because there are friends behind the telephone trying to help out friends who are out there suffering from gender-based violence. So yeah, it's basically
so it's making
friends.
It easier for people to call. Like we're friends, we're family on the
That's
other
correct.
side. Yeah,
that's correct. And I think the term itself, One Talk in Talk Pisin, it clearly defines why the service was brought about. And also, it's not only that, but the language that we use during these counseling sessions is the main language that we use, the three main languages that we use in PNG, and that is Tok Pisin, English, and Motu. So whoever that calls into the One Talk Counselling Helping Line will, ask for whichever language is more most friendly for them, so they can use one of those languages to communicate with and assist, do counseling.
And how many calls do you receive a day?
We receive between 5 and 10 each day.
And what are some of the issues that you seem to be occurring when people call?
Most callers calling throughout the country seeking help or information, and those major or main issues that they call in for are relationship issues, child abuse, sexual violence, child welfare, safety issues, and intimate partner violence. And
how many of them would be male and how many would be female?
Yeah, actually, when we designed this project, it was purposely for women, where we Papua New Guineans are more known for this kind of violence that happens within families. So initially, when this project was put into plan, we were thinking that a lot of women survivors will call into the hotline, but unfortunately that wasn't the answer. We sort of getting calls from both men and women, so it was 40% was men and 60% was women. So up to now we still receive calls from men and women.
Why do you think men, there's a higher rate of men calling? Do you think it's because it's quite a safe the counseling line is a safe space for men to, without being judged? Or
that is correct. That is correct. When you look at a PNG context, men with personal problems in relation to violence with women, they will not front up a woman and talk to a woman about the issues. Other people will look at them and they feel very inferior to other men.
Yeah.
So I think the phone line that we created became a safe avenue for men to pick up the phone. There's nobody watching, so they just pick up the phone and have communication between the counselors. So that becomes a safe place for men to get in touch with counselors and get that information that they want.
And is this a 24-hour service, or is it only from certain times that people can call in?
Yeah, unfortunately, because of security reasons, it is not a 24-hour service.
Okay.
It starts from 7 o'clock in the morning and signs out in the afternoon at 7 p.m.
Okay, great.
And this project was only initiated for four target provinces, and that was Central Province, NCD, Morobe, and Chimbu provinces. But then, with that idea of toll-free hotline, we seem to receive calls all over from Papua New Guinea. So we're receiving calls from all the 22 provinces from Papua New Guinea.
Well, I wish we had time to speak more on this. It's been a pleasure having you both on. Thanks so much for coming in. And for anyone who's watching who'd like to, call in if you're experiencing any form of violence, the number to call in is 7150-8000. So that's 7150-8000. Thanks so much again for coming in.
Thank you, Diane.